Recently, I purchased 3 laptops, used ones off of eBay, and it got me to think about how, one, I'm pretty cheap, and number two is how much technology depreciates over just a span of, let's say, 4 or 5 years. So, these are two of them. Those other two I bought for around $80, and this one I bought, which I'm installing Windows 11 right now, for about $115, a little over $100. And so I'll kind of show you this first one, which I got, which was, I thought was a good deal, but the guy ended up selling for less. I got this for $80, but the seller actually ended up selling for $50 plus shipping. It came out to be, I think, 60 something, $70. And Acer still sells this Chromebook, but for $400. And the MSRP at the time in 2018 through 2019, so 5 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, it was $800 about. So it went from 800, had I owned it, till now, I might be able to sell it for $80. The next thing I bought was a Dell Latitude 5400, which I purchased for $85 and shipping was $23, and after tax it was $115. Retail price, let's see if it can find where it says the retail price for this configuration was $1,819 before tax. Pretty sure there was some Dell sales out there, so much cheaper if I buy it with a discount. And the final thing I purchased was another Chromebook because it had better specs. This is also a Dell 5400, but with an i7 processor. And this is incorrect. It has 16 gigabytes of RAM, but 256 gigabytes of storage. So I bought this for $77. Final price was around $80. Actually, no, I did a best offer, so this came out to be around, purchase for $70 plus tax was $75. And if you look over here, the original MSRP was $1,800.11. And you can buy it now for $375. My point being is, I wrote out this small little document outlining how much depreciation occurred over the first one. The Acer Chromebook was 50%. I mean, after 5 years, it was 90% depreciation. The second laptop that I showed, which was a Windows 10 laptop, the depreciation was 93%. And this last Dell Chromebook, the Latitude 5400, that one depreciated 95%. Obviously, this is probably the worst case scenario of depreciation. As I shown before up here, you can still buy a refurbished one for around a few $100s. I'm not sure about this one, but I'm pretty sure this one's $300, the second one I showed, and this first Acer Chromebook is recertified for $400. So if you're planning to buy a new laptop, can definitely depreciate a lot over a few years. Definitely over 4 to 5 years, you see a lot of depreciation. So for me, I was able to spend, you can see, total MSRP would have been $4,429. Conservatively speaking, I think at the time these Chromebooks were released, after 6 months to a year, they were probably sold total for around $2,000 to $2,500. I'm just guesstimating, poor man's guess. And so, final thing to say is, I was able to buy all 3 of these laptops today after tax for $270. So technology is not a good investment sometimes, especially laptops. So anyways, just want to mention why I bought this this was just because it's cheap, and just to show also that prices really go down a lot, sort of like cars. But to each their own. I mean, all these laptops I can use pretty well, and they function pretty fast. So, over and out.